Robert and
Hi.
Steve here. Hi, Steve.
Yes.
We just want to say a few words about our upcoming webinar that we're going to be doing for members only, for IAGC professional members only. We think it's going to be a really important, a very powerful webinar that you will be interested in.
And just to be clear, this is the first webinar of a series that we're going to be doing members only about every 6 weeks. Sometimes Robert and I will do it jointly, and then sometimes just Robert, sometimes me. So we thought that a really good topic for this first one is, as we sort of start approaching a post-COVID phase, what do we do now? What do we do now?
I think, you know, the COVID as a major obstacle has actually, hopefully for many of us, has actually triggered a period of not both reflection, but also generativity. And as we look to that future to see, well, what is the post-COVID world going to be like? And what is the role of generative change in that world? I think that's something that's very important for all of us to participate in.
You know, I think the change precipitated by a lot of things. First is most of us had severe pattern interruption for our personal and professional identity. So I haven't traveled, Robert hasn't traveled much, but 2019, I did over 200 days of training on the road. Since March, a year and a half ago, 0. So a lot of stay-at-home time, a lot of introspection. We've had all this stuff going on, COVID, politics, etc., that I think has really called us in a very deep way to sense, what is our professional identity? What is our purpose? What is it that we can do to be helpful beings in the world?
And, you know, one of the first steps in generative change and generative coaching is always about setting that intention. And one of the key questions that I certainly carry with me is what is that I most want to create going forward in the future? What is this next level that I want to create? What is that intention? And then how can I really clearly represent that to myself? And I think this is something we'd like to invite you to join us to be thinking about as well in this webinar.
So we'll be sort of, you know, thinking in terms of the generative change steps, but mostly it's a conversation with you all about really trying to get a community talking about what we've been through, what have we learned, how do we take it from here?
I think one of the most important things we can do is be collectively intelligent, to work together and co-create this. This is has always been one of our visions for our professional community, is that we get together to co-create those next steps.
And just as an example, for me, one of the deepest learnings is part of our multiple crises is because we're so human-centric.
Yeah.
And we're not in community conversation with beyond humans, like nature and the forest and the ocean and whatever else. So I'd like to share a bit about that. I'd like to hear how Robert's thinking about that and how you all are thinking about how do we have these deeper generative conversations.
So make sure that you've renewed your professional membership and come and join us in this first of this series of webinars that we will be conducting every 6 weeks. I think it's going to be a really exciting next step to really grow our community.
Hope to see you there. Bye-bye.
Bye.